The Julie Clark Story 2022. My name is Julie Clark, and I am using my Toady Dynavox, a speech device, to share my message about why I feel no one needs to live in an institutional setting. These are my own words, and my speech device will help me get them out clearly. Cerebral palsy is my disability. I am 55 years old, and I live in Olympia, Washington. I was in Western State Hospital for 3 months in 2001. CoQA is a residential provider, and they got me out of the hospital in September of that year and put me into my apartment with day and evening caregivers. I was in independent living. In independent living, my caregivers did cook and clean. I was able to come and go as I pleased. My transportation was using public transportation. Being independent was especially important to me because I could set my schedule. I chose how to run my life. I worked for the Department of Health and Human Services as a secretary for 17 years before I retired in 2018. Working was essential to me because I contributed to my community. I was an important member of that organization for many years. My church is the United Churches of Olympia. I have been there for over 25 years. I am an active member of my church. The church is essential to me. As I aged, I could not take care of myself. I needed to have 24-hour care. So, CoQA placed me in a shared home that CoQA runs. I had a roommate who was yelling all the time. My roommate would assault the caregivers. Being in the shared home was not safe for me. In November 2019, I moved to an apartment in Lacey with CoQA's help. I get 24-hour care. A nurse comes to check up on me because my hair is high. I have a feeding tube, vest chest compression machine, and Hoyer lift. My caregivers go everywhere I go. It is nice to be living on my own again. I was in and out of the hospital with pneumonia for the last 6 months of 2019. Shelley Corson is a nurse that CoQA hired. She has taught me how to breathe better. I have not been to the hospital overnight with Shelley's help since January 2020. I was in community inclusion, a part of a supported employment program that allows me to continue to be active in my community now that I am retired. It is still essential for me to be involved in the community. I do a lot of advocacy and volunteer work. Now I am working for CoQA as a training specialist. I presented to new employees from the client's point of view. I started in June of 2022. This job is the best I have ever had because I can immediately make a difference in clients' lives. When I was in an institution, I could not do what I could do in the community. I am pleased to be in the community to set my schedule and be involved in whatever activities I choose. I have all the freedom my health will allow, and I am grateful to be an active part of my community. Disabled people need to live in the community instead of in an institution. There is much more abuse in the institutions than in the community. I feel strongly about the institutions. Julie Clark.